Hello and a very warm welcome to this edition of Insight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his 9-day tour to France, Germany and Canada. His visit is aimed at giving a push to turn thriving India into a major manufacturing and investment hub to the Eurozone's two biggest economies through the Make in India campaign. India has also sought cooperation from these countries in areas like defense, space, energy and infrastructure. So in today's edition of Insight, we look at the outcome of Prime Minister's visit to France and Germany. And joining me in the program is Dr. Rakesh Mohan Joshi, who's a professor with the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. I'm also joined by Mr. Jürgen Weberman, who's a correspondent with ARD German Radio, and Mr. Samuel C. Rajiv from the IDSA. And the Prime Minister also informed his audience when he was in Paris about the fact that India was wanting to add, in fact, India has a target of adding about 175,000 megawatt of clean and renewable energy in the next 7 years. It's important because the UN climate change negotiations will be held in Paris later this year. But to begin with, Dr. Joshi, I would like to ask you, how do you look at this visit, the significance of this visit, since the entire focus is on trade, investment, boosting the investor sentiment across the world? How do you look at this visit?
No, I think it's extremely strategically very significant for us because France, Germany and Canada, the third thing that the Prime Minister is visiting, especially the France and Germany, they're at the technological level, they are, they have a lot to give to us. And if you look into the trade in technology, there is a problem of trade imbalance with Germany we are already having. Yeah. Now, the two things. One is that India needs technology from Germany for almost everything. And this is the Prime Minister's visit is a very reliable partner in technology. So this is one thing, is to reduce the India's over dependence on a particular country, may it be United States or China, and therefore the France and Germany strategical are extremely significant. France is extremely significant for us, especially in our defense deal, because A is capability of French aircraft, and B is the long-term relation with the French. Third is the use of the nuclear power by France compared to all other countries. So I think it's strategically significant. If you look into the German issue, the manufacturing good, the precision in technology from Germany is something which I think India is lacking. Therefore, if we discuss about the India's import from China and that from France and Germany, in case of manufactured goods are very, very different. Because from France and Germany, what we get is technology intensive good, and what we are going to get is the technology. So this is one. Canada is extremely significant, the third thing. Canada has got an over-dependence on United States of America for its export and import both. 75% of the Canada's total export goes to only United States of America. Rest of the countries are only 25%. So I think it's going to be a very win-win situation. Canada's import also 50% is only from United States of America. And India's dependence on Canada for certain things is very, very significant. Say we import a lot of, the raw pulses, the peas, the fertilizer, and even the raw diamond from Canada. So I think strategically it is extremely significant.
But Joshi, if I ask you, how do you look at the collaboration or the cooperation that countries have here on energy, space, and other areas? How does it really bring countries together and, in fact, strengthen their ties? Because, people would like to. These are things which happen generally either on the sidelines, or there are tie-ups between, let's say, a space organization here, space organization either in Germany or in France, and similar to do with planning and architecture, schools. How does it really help strengthen the ties between two countries?
No, it's extremely important because, India, even if you talk of energy, India has got the largest number of people without electricity in the earth. We have got about 600, 700 million people who do not have access to electricity. And therefore, with the conventional sources of electricity is very, very limited. And therefore, there is no shortcut to the bringing into the nuclear power into the electricity. And for nuclear, I think, the countries need to collaborate. India has got a great problem of feeding its nuclear reactors, because you know the problem of the uranium, we are totally dependent on import of this uranium. And for import of uranium, I think this visit is extremely balanced, because one is the technology that we get from France, and then especially the nuclear one, the technology that we get from Germany, especially for the manufacturing, and especially even for the aircraft, and what we call as a precision in manufacturing, rather than a bulk of the technology that we get. And extremely important is Canada. One is for the uranium. Uranium, we have got alternate sources also to source. Australia is one, some of the African countries are there. Canada, because we are having a historically good relations, although the Canadian assistance program ended in 2006, wherein India received a lot of aid from Canada. But I think Canada is extremely important partner for us, and uranium is one. The other thing is, the one that I think these countries are, education is another area for collaboration.
That's right.
So education also, if those countries collaborate, I think it's a win-win situation for both of us.
And interestingly, the Prime Minister also addressed
and Canada offers us an excellent market for almost everything which goes.
Fine, we'll take that's a very interesting point which is just mentioned.
If the Germans have to do business in India, they need to understand the culture, because our culture is a bit different.
Yeah, and
we
keep
are
the plan be ready
culture rather than a polychronic culture in Germany. That's great.
But you see, looking at the fact that how do you look at Dr. Joshi, the Hanover Fair, because much has been said about it. In fact, the way the lion, which is the symbol of Make in India, how it was projected, the way it was inaugurated, and the fact that there are now 14 Indian states with their stalls there, ready to invest and ready to attract a lot of investment from the German companies.
Hanover is the largest industrial fair in the world, wherein the state-of-art technology and the technology which is highly cost effective comes to a global marketplace. And Prime Minister, probably, I think we need to learn marketing from him. I'm a professor of marketing. He has hard sold India. The slogan he has given is, the India's interest in the international market, what is our interest, but more than that, what is extremely important is what is the interest of German firms to invest in India. And he has sold it three ways. One is the market. By size of the market, India is the third or the fourth largest in the world, going by any of those surveys and the estimates. So one is the market. So India is a market wherein no company or a German company can be transnational or global unless they touches India. And second thing which is hard sold is the population, which you called as a demography. Now, demography it is not only the market. You have seen that today when the IMF estimations have come, wherein in next 2 years India is going to surpass in terms of the growth even China. So it is a market which is sustainable in medium term, and in long term we are going to be a bigger market.
And when the term demography is used, is it to do with also the skilled manpower that we are going to have?
Both things. This is basically, one thing is two things. One is that assimilation of the technology which we get from any other countries. Make in India, the thing is, India is need to have a better technology and a cutting edge technology and the competitive technology that we are getting from Germany. One. And second, demographic is this the demographic dividend will take their technology. And second, the demographic dividend is another term which is used is there is a lot of opportunity for training and skill development by the German firms, both in India as well as in Germany. So German firms can collaborate with the Indian firm, because in India, as you are aware, the biggest problem is to get the skilled manpower for mass manufacturing. So I think there is a scope for a long-term collaboration. And third thing which I think the Prime Minister has emphasized is, very strategically and marketingly also, I think very, very appropriate is the democracy. India is well-established system, demographic systems. If you go by the global competitiveness report, you find the Indian legal system as good as that of the United States of America. If you see the higher education system in India, some of the institutes are as good as that in United States of America or anywhere in the Europe. So I think India has got a great capacity to assimilate this technology, and therefore the Prime Minister has marketed India as a country. One thing I think which is extremely important for India is, if you see the India's outward FDI in Canada is 6 times than the inward FDI. It means it is more Indians who are investing in Canada than Canadians are investing in India. Therefore, there is some problem
Which has to be...
Some problem which need to be addressed, that the foreigners invest in this country, because there is no dearth of money. Indians are investing more outside. I think you can know it.
Okay.
Germany, you know, there are two things. It is not only the finished goods like automobiles that the German company sells in India, but you know, it's a complete gamut of you know, the complex what we call as a product mix, complete product mix. Now, product mix include not only the consumer products, but more will happen as an institutional sales. German companies selling the parts, machineries to the Indian manufacturers and to other companies at the cost-effective basis. One thing what he talked about is India is a great market, but more than great market, what is extremely required is, you know, for a company to be competitive, any part of the world, including the German ones, and especially the German with a high cost of technology, they need to be very competitive in terms of their technology and manufacturing. India offers a great place. Not only in transfer of technology, but to develop new technology. You have seen the most leading companies which have come out with innovative technologies. They are having their innovation centers and technology research centers in India. India is a great place for German companies to invest on research and development in this country, which is going to help both countries. This will help the German companies to be cost competitive. And third is the German to partner with the skill development, A, with the prime institutes like IITs and our NITs, like the big engineering colleges, and B is with the industries in their you know, partnership, in their knowledge development, skill development, right from at a low you know, the low end knowledge till high end knowledge. So I think it's a win-win situation. And for German companies, and then India can also become, one is the hub for making innovation and R&D for German companies, and second thing, hub for manufacturing goods, you know, rather than a high cost you know, high cost manufacturing place in Germany, to India as a low cost manufacturing place, and it provides German companies opportunity to export these products from across the world, making India as a hub. So I think the opportunities are enormous.
But Dr. Joshi, what could have been the reasons behind, you know, the trade balance shifting a little towards Germany's side in case of India and Germany's in the last couple of years? Because I mean,
that is, I think, very obvious. Because you know, Germany, the low end technology goods Germany imports from China. And as far as the high-end technology that we need to import from Germany, we have not diversified, so that will remain. And therefore, this transfer of technology in India and German companies participating or making it a manufacturing hub in India, you know, today I think this export-import, more than this, you need to look at it as a value chain. Because no product can be sold in made in Germany or made in India. Because you know, it's a percentage of the value addition that takes place. India need to integrate in the global value chain structure. And I think this would help, because if the German technology comes here, German technology comes to you know, Indian manufacturing units, or Germany sets up their own manufacturing units, then they can export back even to Germany or any other country. So I think we need to integrate with the global manufacturing chain, including Germany as an integral partner into it. He has created a positive image. So creating a positive image and, you know, hard selling a country is probably the first step that I think we are going into a very right direction. It is creating a positive waves into the countries, like, you know, a lot of euphoria you are seeing in France, Germany and Canada as well in investment and trade.
Right, fine. So on that note, we'll wrap up this discussion. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us here. That's all we have for you in this edition of Inside. Thanks for watching.